Jealousy. I don't know why though.
Listen to this craziness.
Have you ever tried to hash it out? Have you guys ever?
Fox 11 Sports, James Cole, courtesy.
I don't think we'll be able to have a conversation at this point. At this moment, no. The stuff that he had done, you know,
What did he do to you?
To me, he had gotten people to come after us. After me and Robert, actually, he was having people call my phone, making threats and everything. You better keep Victor Ortiz's name out your mouth, this and that. One day, I was showing up to my girlfriend's, at that time, she's my wife now, but I was showing up to her house, and then I parked in the driveway. All of a sudden, I seen a truck pull behind me, stop right away, and it was the same guy that had been calling me, threatening me, because I seen him before. So he parked behind me, and then he jumped out, he pointed a pistol at me, and I took off running, and then my wife came out the house. And so she tried to run back inside the house to call the cops, but she slipped and she cracked her head open. So ever since then, it's like, dude, come on, man. You want me to respect you? You want me to talk to you and be your friend after this incident? Come on.
And you're confident that Victor Ortiz was kind of the mastermind behind all that?
I am 100% confident. Not only I'm confident, we seen him in act. Not only I did, but Robert has seen him act. We're all confident. We all know it's him. It's not what I suspect or nothing. I know it's him. Dude, I think he should just give up boxing.
Why is that?
Come on, he got dropped. He got stopped in 2 rounds. In his last fight. He don't have a chin no more, man. He's just doing it for money.
You think he's been through too many wars?
Not being too many wars.
We're going to stop right there on TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live, January 29th, 2015. People have been talking a lot about Victor Ortiz versus Brandon Rios. And first I want to say that, you know, it's tough because Victor Ortiz is somewhat of an Al Heyman fighter or whatever the case may be. I truthfully don't know what the exact details of his situation is, especially who is promoting him and who will be promoting him or whatever the case is involving that. So moving on, Brandon Rios is coming off of a win of the series of Mike Alvarado. Basically, he won 2 out of the 3 bouts. Mike Alvarado is done. People are saying Brandon Rios is a beast. Rios was looking good. He was using head movement, but at the same time, you have to look at the fact that, well, Mike Alvarado only threw something like 87 punches. And Brandon Rios went out there like a bat out of hell because he needed the win after what happened with Diego Chaves, losing to Mike Alvarado, and then getting his face smashed in by Manny Pacquiao. But it comes with the territory. When you look at Victor Ortiz, look at Victor Ortiz's 5 defeats. 4 of them, he was stopped. Now, if you look at the fact that Luis Collazo stopped him bad, If you look at Jose Zito Lopez breaking his jaw with Canelo ringside, you look at the cheap shot bullshit he tried to do with Floyd Mayweather with the headbutt. You look at the draw with Lamont Peterson, a fight where he could have won, but maybe the heart wasn't there. If you look at the loss to Marcos Maidana, where he had Marcos Maidana down multiple times, and it looked like the fight was going to be over, but guess who quit? It wasn't Marcos Maidana. Look at the first loss of his career where he was disqualified, if I'm correct, for illegal punches. So if you look at his losses has been affected. The way he's lost his only defeats has been because of him mentally and in here. So I'm thinking to myself, a guy like Brandon Rios may not be the most fleet of foot. He may not be the most skilled, but one thing is for sure, he's coming in there to fight. And think what you think about Brandon Rios is he's not no quitter. He's not the type of dude that's going to go in there and quit on the stool. No, he will get his face smashed in, and he don't care. And Robert Garcia will allow him to get his face smashed in. So when I try to match up Victor Ortiz and Brandon Rios, I think to myself, Brandon Rios is going to kill Victor Ortiz. For one, Victor Ortiz may come out there with that, let's listen a little bit more. Courtesy of Fox 11 Los Angeles, James Cole. That's the guy interviewing him. TstreeT Controversy, Real Combat Media, TstreeT Controversy Live.
You just don't have the heart.
No heart.
You just have no heart.
Those are strong words right there.
You have no heart.
And so you're pretty confident if you guys got in a scrap,
I'll make him quit.
You make him quit.
I'll make him quit at the press conference.
How do we make this fight happen, for God's sake?
They need to make it happen. If they want to make it happen.
How do we make this fight happen? Come on.
The promotion problems.
There you go. All right, so let me, a couple rapid fire questions here. Favorite cartoon growing up?
Mickey.
Done with that. And you hear what he said, I'll make him quit at the press conference. Honestly, okay, listen. Victor Ortiz is an exciting fighter. Why is Victor Ortiz exciting? Let's just point it out. It's because we're looking for him to do something crazy, or we're looking at him to quit or get beat up. If you're watching a Victor Ortiz fight, you're most likely looking for him to quit or do something crazy or get knocked out. The same when you're watching the Amir Khan fights. You're not watching him to win. You're watching him right now to see if his chin's going to get touched or not and how he reacts to it. Honestly, it's tough because this is a fight that we would love to see, and I see Victor Ortiz popping up on NBC sometime this year fighting Andre Berto in a rematch. I really do see that. And even though Brandon Rios versus Victor Ortiz would sell, especially with the back controversy surrounding the fight, you heard from Brandon Rios' mouth himself. Apparently, Victor Ortiz is some type of goon. He's got hired assassins to go, threaten and harass poor Brandon Rios and his woman. So I'm thinking to myself, and following Brandon Rios in the media and his interviews and everything, he probably see dude following. He probably like, oh shit, what is this? And he probably just be stuck because he's a pretty down to earth guy. And one thing about Brandon Rios is, he has no filter to the point where he's not gonna just make no bullshit like that up. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I remember hearing certain stories about Victor Ortiz. And as he said, hanging with the wrong crowd, and that he does have some connections over there in LA. But at the same time, outside the ring, he may be a goon. You may see him on Dancing with the Stars with his bow tie and all that. But inside the ring, it's just not there. I don't see him beating Brandon Rios. I just don't. Maybe he'll beat Andre Berto in a rematch. But look, he went down multiple times in that fight. I just don't. But that's just my own personal opinion. Who is Victor Ortiz going to be fighting next after fighting the guy who's coming up in if I'm correct, 2 weight classes, Manuel Perez? He's only won one of his last 4 fights. So honestly, I really don't know. TstreeT Controversy, RealCombatMedia.com, TstreeT Controversy Live.